This episode of Party Talk is sponsored by the color blue.
Welcome to Party Talk.
When we got to Chicago, it was nice. Our trip in Chicago was pretty nice. The day we left was when it started to get bad in Chicago, so I feel like we planned it perfectly, and then we got back here, and this big old cold front, like cloud of cold, went through the weather system, and it's like maybe 2 degrees there, and it's like 20 degrees here. So
I'm a big bitch. I can handle some cold, but like once it gets past a certain threshold, I can't do it. I don't understand how you live. It is your life being this cold, and it's painful.
I'm cold all the time, and it kind of sucks a lot. So big coats like this aren't just a fashion statement, they're a necessity.
They're luxurious and functional and fabulous.
I wore this a lot in Chicago.
I wore this a lot in Chicago.
Yeah, this was kind of what we wore outside on the day-to-day in Chicago. I was a big fan of this coat. This is my favorite hat. DJ's a big fan of this jacket.
Because it's great.
And we just decided to wear matching hats today. But Chicago was amazing. There was this store called RAGSTOCK that I loved.
It was amazing.
It was great. And everything was so cheap. They had giant coats there for like $15. Mm-hmm. And they had DJ's favorite category. Fishermen.
It was all cable knit, heavy, chunky white sweaters that also were turtlenecks. And I wanted to never leave that section. I wanted to go spear a whale. I'll do it.
You went back to it like 4 times. I liked hanging out in the 80s dancewear section.
There was they had like the 80s prom, like a complete thing. That was interesting.
Yeah.
Another clothes place that was amazing was American Apparel. I've always been like, oh, American Apparel, blah, 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 like scoffing at it. But like at this physical store in Chicago, I found everything I needed to start my life once we moved to Chicago. Party Rock Productions coming soon. As a go-go bear. That's all I want. It's gonna happen.
Go-go bear.
They don't have those in Kentucky. I want to do it in Chicago.
I just love their stuff so much. It's unisex and they're basic colors. You can get the same thing in every color, and it doesn't matter if you're a guy or a girl. You can wear it. And
they're like they don't have obnoxious patterns everywhere or like giant American Apparel like logos everywhere. It's just all basic clothing made well. And there's so many materials and just shiny.
Oh god, I loved it. It was so great.
But that wasn't the best thing about Chicago. The best thing was the comedy and doing the intensive at Second City.
We got to see a show at Second City, we got to see a show at I.O., Improv Olympic, and we got to see a show at The Annoyance.
All 3.
They were all really good, and they were all really different, so it'll be interesting taking classes at those different places and learning they have different philosophies on comedy, and I can't wait to just like dig into that and be in Chicago and be able to just jump into all those schools. And it's like Hogwarts for me. Going through Second City was like Hogwarts. We're gonna start classes in the summer. Oh gosh, I feel like I want to cry.
just let them fall. Let the tears fall.
Oh, I always knew this was gonna happen.
Okay, what else did we do in Chicago? We stayed there for New Year's Eve.
And there were about 3 groups of drunk queens that wanted to get pictures of me in my gold dress.
Just gold sequins.
I was just kind of dressed like an Oscar statuette. It was pretty awesome, but I would like walk through and people would be like, woo! And I was like,
yes.
Yay. And then these queens were like toppling over us.
Just fucking drunk.
Trying to take a picture. They were older like, too.
Come here, take a picture.
It was really rough. They were heavy. They were heavy people.
They were men. They were big old men trying to get pictures and just squeezing butts and shoulders. It was a time. But the countdown was fun.
The countdown was fun, and we got like free champagne, and we had these cute little noisemakers and crowns and stuff, and we were both looking really cute. And I loved the whole experience. So it was kind of like we lived there for a week. And it was so easy to get used to.
And I think we could easily get used to it. And just sort of walking down the streets and going into all the little like places, and even just on the bus ride to and from Second City, there were so many like stores and restaurants and and things like that that I wanted to see.
Salons.
Nail salons and like Asian food stores, the house down, like that's all that area was.
So we had an amazing time in Chicago. We're definitely planning on going back, so make sure to stay tuned to our channel because we'll have lots of sketches and lots of party talks coming out in anticipation and preparation for our big move. Make sure to subscribe to our channel, make sure to follow us on Tumblr, and make sure to also follow us on our Instagram account. Lots of pictures from Chicago that you'll want to check out.
It was a lot of fun, very inspiring. Ditto, what's your party? What are you partying with this week?
Oh, my party this week, that's a good question. My party is definitely not the fucking cold, and
Seconded, we are group partying the cold, and not this fucking heater being broken.
Yeah, that's not our party this week, but we're going in it together.
We're going in it. Our party is a party in an igloo, in Alaska.
Yeah.
Where they live in igloos.
Alaskan igloo party.
Okay, thanks for watching Party Talk. Bye, guys.
Bye.